today let us analyze the previous year biology paper in the State Board of Telengana, how it was. So the overall marks are for 40 and the time allocated is 1 hour 30 minutes. So there will be two parts, part A and B. Part will be objective type, which you will work out and tag it to your answer sheet. And then you have part A, which is for 30 marks. All the theory paper is for 30 marks. So you have first is section 1, which will have 3 questions and each question carries 2 marks. So overall you have a 6 marks for the first section. So let us see the questions and let us try to write the answers for these. The 2 chemicals which are required to prove carbon dioxide is essential for photosynthesis. So what are those? So you will write down potassium hydroxide, if you remember, Moll's half-leaf experiment. Okay, so one is potassium hydroxide, other one what it is? Okay, it is iodine. So before I say, you can also guess the answers. 2 suggestions for a person who has complete kidney failure. You can give your answer as dialysis, okay, which is the immediate treatment that can be offered, or he can go for what is kidney transplantation. He can go for kidney transplantation. So these 2 can be the options for the person. Next, talking about what happens if the pollutants enter the lake ecosystem. What will happen? So your answer can be there will be oxygen depletion. Okay, there can be eutrophication, that is growing of different varieties of plants. You can just write as algal blooming. Okay, algal blooms may be there. And what else you can write? One more is you can say that there will be death of aquatic organisms. So these are the different things that can happen when pollutants enter into the lake ecosystem. Then talking about the next section, okay, which is essay type like, so it carries 4 marks. Each answer carries 4 marks. You have to write your answers in 5 to 6 sentences. So first is steps of light dependent reaction. So what you will say, light dependent reaction, it takes place in grana. Okay, first you write that. It takes place in grana or the thylakoid membranes. Then next what you can write, the chlorophyll molecule. Okay, it will absorb light and it will get excited. Okay, third one, what you can write, with the help of light energy that has been absorbed. Okay, light energy helps in splitting of water molecules. Light energy splits water molecules to H plus and OH minus ions, which is called photolysis. It is called as photolysis, if you remember. And followed by that, okay, what will happen is, okay, there will be generation of the assimilatory power. You can also write oxygen is formed as a byproduct. And next point you can write is there is formation of ATP and NADPH2, which are called the assimilatory power. What are these called? Okay, assimilatory power, which will be used in the dark reaction, okay, for formation of carbohydrates. Next, write the 4 non-renewable resources and their uses. So here you can write your answer as coal, okay, petroleum, okay, and still what else, if you remember, minerals and natural gas. Okay, these are the 4 non-renewable resources what we can find. They have also asked for the uses. So you try to mention of the uses. Coal is used as a fuel, okay, in the industries and also used for generation of electricity in the thermal power plants. Petroleum is used as the fuel, okay, in the vehicles, also for the production of diesel and kerosene. It is also used for, okay, making plastics and other chemicals also you can write. Minerals you can take up with iron. Iron is used for making different types of machineries. And also you can write bauxite is used for making aluminium. And natural gas, CNG, and we have also the LPG are there, which are used as fuel for cooking purposes. Okay, these you can write down. Next, talking about the 6th question, a diagram has been given. So, seeing this diagram, you have to answer some 4 questions, which is quite simple. When you see this diagram only, you can see that from one cell, 4 cells are getting formed, 4 daughter cells. Seeing that only, you should recognize the process of cell division as meiosis. So here, what is the type of cell division? You write your answer as meiosis directly. You can just see this and write down. Okay, differences in the chromosomes in the parent cell and in the daughter cell. Parent cell, the number of chromosomes are diploid, whereas in the daughter, they will be haploid. Which cells? It will take place in which cells? Okay, you can write reproductive cells or meiocytes. Okay, the meiocytes, or they are also called the reproductive cells. So this will be your answer here. Then next, talking about how many daughter cells are formed. So you will write your answer as 4. So this is how quickly we can just finish off with this section also, which is quite easy. Next, let us move on and find out okay, the next section, which will have, okay, little bit more big answers. So let us analyze. You'll be given 3 essay questions, out of which you have to answer 2 in 8 to 10 sentences, and each one will be carrying 6 marks. So these are the lengthiest answers, and you plan your points very carefully, wherein you will drive all the proper information. So such type of questions usually demand a diagram. Without asking, you can draw the diagram. So I have shown you the diagram of the human brain to be drawn just in 2 minutes. Refer back to the shorts, which is very, very easy once you learn. So coming to the parts, so you know that brain is divided into forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain are the 3 portions, and the hindbrain. So you can write down in forebrain what are all the parts. So we have a cerebrum is the main part, okay, which will be helping in, okay, voluntary functions, and also it is responsible for memory, okay, thinking, intelligence, and also the voluntary actions. Then we have also the hypothalamus region here, which is responsible for, hypothalamus is responsible for controlling body temperature, and it has got the pituitary gland there. Then talking about the midbrain region, you have the diencephalon, okay. So about diencephalon you will write down, and hindbrain we have is the medulla oblongata, the cerebellum and the medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata is responsible for the involuntary functions like coughing, sneezing, etc. And then we have is also the, okay, cerebellum, which is responsible for the balance and coordination of the body. So like this, you can quickly write down the functions of different parts. Talking about experiment to observe internal parts of the mammalian heart and what are your observations, you can just write the experiment if you remember. So you have to get a goat heart or a sheep heart. First one is take a goat heart or a sheep heart from the butcher shop, you collect it, then wash it clean, okay, without any blood clots. Take a sharp scalpel and then you will cut it, okay, across vertically, and you will see that. So then you can write your observations. So after cutting it like that, we can see that there are 2 small chambers called atria, 2 large chambers which are called ventricles, and the walls of the atria are thin and the walls of the ventricles are thick. You can say the wall of the left ventricle is found to be much thicker. There are found to be valves between the atria and the ventricle, okay. So all those details, whatever you are observing, you have to write down. There are all extensions of systemic aorta, okay, the pulmonary aorta, etc., which can be seen, okay. All those observations you can write. Next, coming to human respiratory system with label diagram. Already I have shown you the diagram to be drawn in 1 minute. Just refer back to my shorts. And here you have to write some explanation. So what you write down, the human respiratory system basically, okay, helps in the breathing process. Okay, and exchange of gases is the first point, and what it contains. So what are all the different parts? So there will be nose followed by the nasal cavity, the pharynx, the larynx, okay, and then you have the bronchi, the bronchioles, the alveoli, and you have to say that the air passes through the nose and nasal cavity. It gets moistened, and in the nasal cavity it will be filtered free of all the dust particles. It will enter into the lungs through the bronchioles and reach the alveoli, which are richly supplied with blood vessels. In the alveolus, actually there will be exchange of gases that will take place, okay. So first you will write down that respiratory system, it helps in the process of breathing and exchange of gases, okay, by the process of simple diffusion, okay. It will help in exchange of gases, you can write down. Then you write down the respiratory pathway, what it contains, okay, from nose, nasal cavity till the alveoli, what are all the different parts you try to mention. Then what you are writing, so air when it enters, okay, through the nose, it will get moistened. In the nasal cavity, what is happening, you write down, and then it passes through the pharynx, larynx, and then it will move down into the bronchi, bronchioles, reaches the alveoli. Exchange of gases near alveoli by the process of simple diffusion, because alveoli are richly supplied with blood vessels. Oxygen will be taken in and carbon dioxide will be sent out. You have to write down that. And one important point is diaphragm. So diaphragm is the structure on which the lungs are resting, and this structure basically helps in the, okay, contraction and relaxation of the lungs. The lungs basically expand or contract because of the action of the diaphragm. So like this you can conclude with different points, and also you practice the diagram which I have already shown you, okay, to be drawn in 1 minute. Both the diagrams, they are very, very easy. The way I have shown you, you just practice and get ready for such type of questions. So hope you got the way how you should proceed for writing your answers as bullet points only. Don't write as paragraphs, and be clear with the information. Just be precise in whatever you have to write. Just make it as a complete point and finish it. Don't just go on adding stuff of your own which doesn't have any matter in that. Don't write like that. Okay, your point should have all the information loaded in that. Each point should be like that, and try to underline the important keywords, okay, which will make the correction very easy and also which will fetch you more marks.